the data and programming course here at MDAE has been absolutely fantastic. The entire course was designed and structured in a way that it helps develop algorithmic thinking in the students. Professor Shailesh Goregaonkar first introduced us to programming using his own pseudo language. We basically learned that given any programming problem, how to solve it in no more than 4 lines, and then how to tackle each of these lines step by thinking of each line as a given task. And we learned about subroutines and functions and how they can be used in solving each of these tasks. And this way of learning really developed the ability to strategize the solution of a problem. And all of this without even touching the computer. So I used to say that a good programmer spends most of his time thinking and writing the code on paper before actually executing it on the computer. And that really does minimize the need to debug and generate some high quality code. In the latter half of the course, Professor Amlesh Kanikar introduced us to Python, and through his logical view of the computer, which we referred to time and again throughout the course, he gave us such an in-depth understanding of how the computer exactly functions when we write code. And we also logically understood why it is even important to keep in mind the memory being occupied while writing code and how it affects the execution time of the code. We started Python right from scratch and went on to being able to write codes which required functions, nested ifs, nested fors, lists within lists, etc., etc. And he taught us each of these data types by first creating a need for the data type, and which was such an amazing way of learning programming, because now we would never forget why each data type exists and we would know exactly when to use which data type. And his method of solving the problems was so logical and analytical, and I would say that it has been a privilege to learn programming here at MDAE under such expert faculty, and I wish we had more time allotted to this subject because every class was a new learning.